player cars this season, and qualifying one already underway. Counter at least started counting down. Still waiting for a couple of cars to make their way out there, so we'll see how it goes. But it looks like it's overcast, maybe a bit damp. We don't know exactly if it's going to be rainy or so, but let's hope not. Rather overcast than wet. But I'm sure one of the guys will update me with a weather report like always. So as always, just get us some information here. That one, yeah. We want that one and then that one. Cool stuff. Alright, and someone is already on their way out. We also got Steffi out there. One of the guys who always love to go out early. Okay, there's even more guys out there. Carter Boy, looks like a little bit of an update to delivery, but I might be wrong. Just more white than blue. Of course, Bravo, who Drew was the one with a more blue. Camera angle just get a little bit fixated. Yeah, no change there. Says he chose a bit of in his livery, of course, to make it look a little bit different. Just waiting for everybody to play stuff sorted so they can go out. So still early days. Yellow flag, but that's, I want to say probably a slow going car, but yeah, it's actually a car that went off indeed. Oh, and then it's Vino. Vino was the guy who actually went off there and he got disqualified for facing the wrong way. Fortunately, a very peculiar place where he got boxed. So disqualified, but he still will be able to race. It's just he's out of play, unfortunately. I see the villains also did a bit of changes to that livery. At least maybe just one or two drivers to be a little bit different. See, Mr. Boucher has got some pink sponsorships on his rear wing. Just to make the cars a little bit different from the team so that everybody can see who's who in the zoo. Right, so Boucher is on our hot lap. And Staffy provisionally finds a 134, but surely that time will come down. As I say, it was a 132.8. Of course, earlier today we saw the video there of Max Verstappen doing 131. So the question will be, can one of these guys actually come as close to 131 or even beat it? Sê hom Armand, sê hom. Dis exactly sê hom as hy dit ook net in sy kop kan kry. Want hy bly mooi sê hy's 11-1-11. En hy is nie, as hy hom net self kan glo, hy is actually decent en hy kan dit doen. Right, Boucher 135.6. Yellow flag again. But possible there's somebody going slow for the faster cars. Yeah, indeed. Keep to the side of the track. One of the BPP guys. This is Boinkies coming past. And one of the Flaker cars. Probably it's either Judge or Raptor. Both got the number 13 on. course, just want to remind everybody out there watching, of course, one of the things I like when I broadcast is for you guys to be part of a chat. So please feel free to post your comments there. Nice to chat to you guys. Although I do the talking, you can still do the talking with me just by putting some comments there, and of course and you can be part of a chat that way. Always nice to hear from you guys, and as always, thanks for the support. Boinkies now on his hot lap. Gaff Peak still in the pits. We got Springbok Gamer also in the pits, and not Fernando. Otherwise, pretty much everyone else went out. Archer going slow, but he's coming into the pits, of course. The judge currently in 5th with a 1:36. Of course, qualifying 1, 15 cars will make it through, so it means 2 will be eliminated, and Vinner already got disqualified. So there's one more car to be eliminated in this round. Just a little over 11 minutes still to go. And we got another yellow flag there. Here we go. 80 spun and they already got invalidated lap here. Of course, that tricky first corner sequence. If you don't time your brake point there just right, it's going to be a difficult one. Of course, if you brake too hard, there's always that risk of spinning. There we go, just looking at his rear wing, that is still white, so definitely the villains have an idea of looking a little bit different. See if we can get on board here with Mr. Pitt. Now he and 80 actually are both on white, so it's just Yui that decided to go a little bit different. Yay! And Kimi also has some support. Ja man, Johan, moet nou nie so wees, jy moet nou nie delete. If Kimi brings his A game, he will be in the front. He's done it before. Pitch, win a race, and that's the end of that. And now with lockdown, there's no Oom Charles to come visit. So if Oom Charles don't visit, he's top notch. Thank you so much, Steffi. Was waiting for that. Thank you. You're beating Mr. Boinkies tonight with that. He's a bit slow. Steph just confirmed we have light rain scheduled about 45 minutes into the race. Quali will remain above it, and the sun is actually peeping through a bit. So that will mean the track warming up a bit, so we might expect, well, we can expect faster times. We'll get proceed, but with our track, it's always faster than a colder track. Of course, the better the track gets, rub it in even for better. And Gaff Peak is actually on the outlap now. Yeah, Staff said it. Gavin, Raptor, Boinkies, and even Quinton. Staff said it again. And even on the night you can watch Not Kimi. So there's actually 5 guys that you can actually bet on from the start. Because they all, and don't count out Nismax, because Nismax also on the night, because Gaff Peak, Nismax and Not Kimi has actually won the championship before. And of course Boinkies is the defending champion, he won last season. And one of the championship contenders, unfortunately not Sebastian, couldn't make it tonight, so there's all to race for tonight. Because currently second place Nismax have the opportunity to jump, not Sebastian, in the league, in the championship standings. And another championship winner before RJDV, currently the fastest, we're at 132.2. Yeah, so Steph, you pretty much called them all, that's it. So guys, you guys want to know who to watch, that's pretty much the stronger guys. But of course anything can happen on the day. Raptor has won before, of course. Springbok Gamers won before. A couple of these guys actually won races before. Of course, if anything happens and it goes pear-shaped for the faster guys, there's always opportunity for guys running towards the back to pick up good points. Just want to ride you on board with Gafpeak. Of course, as I call them, the Jelly Bean car. Of course, we're doing multiplayer car this season, so all the teams had to come up with their own team name, and we also had to design their own livery. And we also made it 3 cars per team, not your usual 2. Don't worry, Vino, at least you're here, you can at least enter. Better internet connection, so at least you can race again. And last place is not always the worst place to start. We had it before, where a person would start from the back and then actually come through all the way to win the race. So it's always possible, especially with safety cars, and now with that patch where the safety car deploys so often, it's definitely a good possibility. Gafpeak in Slovia on his first lap, a 138, but already a purple first sector on the next lap. It looks like he's now switched on and on it. Ag nee, moenie worry nie daai Johan, Kimi, not Kimi, ons almal weet van wie jy praat. Al sê jy net Kimi, dis fine. Of course, hy is deel daarso van team Not Sober. Hy sit op die oomblik daar in 3de plek. Where's his teammate Not Fernando? That is what the Not Sober livery looks like. So Not Kimi's car look exactly like that. Of course, the difference in the sponsorship on the rear wing. Let's see what the peak comes up this time. Final corner. Gunning for the start finish line. There is wide open and he goes faster. So 132.0. Of course, this is just one. Nothing to really prove here. It's just about getting through to the next session. And that's exactly what Pete Wees did. He said enough's enough. He's done enough to make it through to the next session. No need to worry, risk the car. He wants to live another day and fight it out in Q2. Raptor 132.4. Couple of guys, we even Nismax win the 132.4, Not Kimi 132.6, Not Fernando also 132.6. Then a 132.7 for Boinkies and a 132.8 for Quinton. So these guys already very close to each other. But I don't want to say that is the time. Trust me, this is still early days. The best is still to come, as these guys are known for sandbagging. They'll only play the hand in Q3. Carterboy 45 there with a 133.7. He's safe. So the guy pretty much there at the moment is probably going to be Devon because he didn't do any time. The judge, of course, there right on the border to get into the drop zone. But he's also on the hard tires. Not sure why he went hard and maybe medium if you wanted to go over a harder tire. Of course, Q2 is where it really matters because the tire that you do Q2 on, your best time is going to be the tire you start the race on. Of course, the judge is part of Team Vlakkefontein, also in that Jelly Bean car. But is still in the for the moment in 14th place. Running a bit slower compared to his teammates. Of course, he will also not show his true potential at this stage. Just to be on the safe side and make it through to the next session. Just a little over 2.5 minutes to go when this session will be over. No, but you're not really lighting up the time screens. It's actually gonna come around again. Raptor also decided enough is enough. He's done with his session. So is Mismax. We'll see a couple of guys now actually retiring, and as I say, Gav Peak's doing the same. There's no point in going out again, you're through already, why risk it? Boykies of course the Team Oceans Free, which reminds one a lot of a Protea kit on a day. Of course Springbok Gamer is his teammate and so is Staffy. Of course Springbok Gamer's got the Springbok colours there, logo. So of course the green and gold there is to also incorporate that. RGDV also retired. That's just, oh, Boinky is very wide there. That lap will be gone and obviously, there we go, invalidated it anyway. And there's no time to do another lap. Not sure why Springbok Gamers on the out lap, so you will have time enough time to do another one as you cross the start finish line now. Of course, this tricky first corner sequence. Those guys in the pits will obviously start retiring soon as well. Carter Boy, Team VSK of course, teammate there to Vino, who was disqualified very early on in the session. Carter Boy comes into the pits, so he will obviously retire then as well. As you can see, checkered flag there for a couple of drivers. Carter Boy coming in now, so you just need to retire. And it pretty much leaves Dutch, EH Boucher and Springbok Gamer, as well as Boinkies to finish the laps on. But Boinkies also coming to the pits. Ooh, and Boucher with a big moment. Can he keep it? Yeah, he does keep it out of the barriers. That's the most important thing, just keep it out of the barriers. Oh, now dirty tires, almost another 180 there. Carter Boy retires indeed. Boinkies will obviously retire soon as well, so that just leaves Springbok Gamer and the judge. Okay, and Springbok Gamer is also coming in. The judge comes over, he finishes, so it's then just Boucher we're waiting for, and of course Boinkies to retire. Then this session will officially be over. We're definitely improving here. Track looks like it's going up. One Boucher's can actually complete the lap and that way finish his session. There we go. Just waiting for Springbok Gamer to hit the retire button. There we go, and that is that. Just confirmation how your top 15 ended. That will make it through. Vino and Devon is the guys who will not make it through to the next session. Of course, as you can see there on those badges, what some of the guys did with their badges, you can see already where that's also representing the teams they are in. Some of the guys obviously also did the same with a flag, so you can see the teams, who's in a team. And Q2 is a go. As you can see already there, the difference in strategies. Staffy retiring from the session, he's not going to participate further. Staff, why that? You prefer to rather start at the back on this track? Of course, Staff does listen to the stream, so I know you will probably respond. AD on his way. 3 cars so far on mediums by the looks of it. Trying for that long distance. So 2 of the villains already out there. AD and you. Of course, Pete still in the pits. Thought as much. You're thinking tactical. Thanks, Steph. Thought as much. As I said earlier, last place or at the back is not always as bad as everybody think it is. Especially carnage in front of you, that's actually the best place to be. As long as you keep your nose clean, you make that strategy work, why not? A couple of more guys. Oh, and Carter Boy goes wide, collect the signage there, but luckily no on that wing. So with Stay out, there's 4 more cars to be eliminated. After the session, as only the top 10 will go through to Q3 for the pole shootout. And not Fernando going out earlier this time than in Q1. Do it while the track is still quiet and you have space in front of you. Not Fernando's helmet look a bit different than usual. Yep, indeed. It's more towards that Spanish flag that he's sporting. Same colors, of course, that's on that Spanish flag. Yellow flag with the second last corner, but it's obviously just a car that's allowing another car to go through. Because they're both still moving. Boinky's out there as well. All 3 cars there of BPP still in the pits. They didn't blink as yet. Boinky so far with the purple first sector. Of course, still early days. Just over 11.5 minutes to go, and of course, still a couple of cars to come out. Not Kimi on his way out. There we go, of course, a guy that's true to his colors. Still no change to his helmet design. Boucher goes 1:54.4 fastest for now, but of course that time will come down, as we already saw in Q1, the low 1:32s, but that will also be beaten as the track obviously rubber in and improves. Not Kimi on the mediums, obviously want to go the longer way, longer first stint there. Of course, this is a track that is abrasive on tires, so that's also one of the reasons why Staffy decided to retire, save tires, and Boinkies goes faster, so 1:32.7, but that's also in the soft, just like Boucher. Carter Boy currently 4th on the mediums, on third, sorry, Springbok Gamer was potentially 4th, but of course, now if you look at this time's judge, at the moment a 1:35.4. But of course, still early days, as I said. Not Kimi comes around now and starts his hot lap. He's right on board here with Kimi. Or not Kimi if you want. bit of a moment there. Back in stepping out. Looks like he did bail out of his lap. Yeah, he's actually bailed out. Going to save the tyres and save the fuel so that he can have another run. Ooh, an 80 with the invalidated lap. A couple of guys finding it a bit difficult in these corners. And speaking about Mr. Not Sebastian. Welcome, Boot. I'm sure they will appreciate that. Good luck to the Not-Nots. And at least there's Davey as well to help out tonight. Hope you guys doing good that side as well. But difficult time, but all the best, and travel safe when you travel back. And of course send the T&B regards to Caitlin. And there we go, BPP on track. Of course those guys with a predominantly pink livery. Of course Oceans Free also have pink in their livery, but two completely different designs. Luckily. There we go, one of the jelly beans just go extra wide to let Quentin come through. Pete Beeman is also out. Yes, Mac, there we go, there's one of the other BPP guys. There we go, Nismac's purple first sector. Decided he's going to go in the soft. Of course, if you can pull it off, get away from the guys in front to make these tyres work, you can bolt the gap and make it up. And of course, if there's safety cars, it can also play into your hands. A couple of guys actually being on the generous side tonight, pulling way off track. Even onto the grass just to let the faster guys come through. And Nismac also with a purple sector. I just need to keep it together. Keep it together. This the final two corners. Of course, the one coming now is a bit of a tricky one. It was long straight, hard on the brakes. Nicely done. Keep it nice and neat. Final corner. Right on the apex, the area is wide open, coming to the start finish line, and that is a 132.1. Confirmation that the track is definitely getting faster. We're in for a good one come Q3. To see what not Kimi was doing on his current lap. He's now approaching the final corner. No, he's not going to proceed, he's going to come into the pits. Not sure, he might actually decide to change tyres. Maybe a new set of mediums or change his strategy altogether and go out on a set of softs. Medium's not working for him by the looks of it. Still a good couple of guys to set a time, and there goes Raptor. Raptor breaks into the 131, so 131.5. And that's on soft tyres as well. Of course, earlier today, Max Verstappen on the rigged 131 as well. So some of these guys actually have a pace to take on Max Verstappen. Just 5 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Here we go, Nesmax coming into the pits. Obviously he will be done. No need to go out again. At the moment, not Kimi's in the drop zone, so he will have to come out again. And as I said, he's on his way, and he did change the strategy. Decided to go for the soft tyres. Here we go. Nesmac actually not just coming to a pit. He's happy. Retires. No need for him to push further. He will save it all for the next session. Gavpeak just passing his teammate who's on the way to the pits. Gavpeak is on the hard lap. Let's see what he can do. Also on the softs. Looks like the faster guys who's in it is actually all on the softs now. And Gavpeak goes fast as a 131.4. So at the moment it's actually Vlakkefontein 1 and 2. So two of the jelly beans were in front. Of course, just with the point system this season, all the cars actually from first to 15th place will get points. Of course, if there is any more finishes, of course 17 races on track. If we have 17 finishes, of course there's still 1 point for each person who finishes the race outside the top 15. Of course, a race winner will get 30 points. Pole position is a bonus 6 points. Fastest lap will bring you extra 2 points. And by having all 3 cars on the grid before the race even has started, is 3 points each driver, so 9 points for the team. And at the moment, Team BPP actually made good use of that point system. Some distance between them and the second and third place team. See what Eddie can do. We actually did a decent time, a 132.8. That will definitely see him go through to Q3. It was 135 and those 134s is in a bit of a danger. Nakimi is actually on a hot lap. Surely he will actually push to improve this time. Looking a lot more confident on the soft tyres. Purple second sector. Of course, now down the long back straight. Hard on the brakes, flick it into the right, nice and tidy. Final corner, just come all the way down to 4th gear. Hit the apex, nice and clean again. There is wide open, start finish line coming up, and he goes second, a 151.4 as well. So only 800 per second between Gavpeak. So 3 guys already in the 1 minute 51s. I suspect we're going to see a 150 of something for the pole sitter. So Nakimi obviously safe out of the drop zone. The moment in the drop zone is Carterboy 45, Pete Beeman, the judge. Staffy of course already retired, so and then Quentin Vermont, but Quentin to set a lap on board with him now. He will have to make this count, and there is a bit of traffic in front. 45 seconds to go. He won't have enough to come around and do another one. He left it very, very late. Obviously, the one risk to run with this is the pressure you put on yourself. Purple second sector. But of course, just as we saw with Nakimi and a couple of other guys earlier, this last sector can be a bit tricky and cost you some time. Can he keep it together? Of course, it's just now really to get into the top 10. If he does that, we'll actually put E.H. Boucher into the drop zone, who's in the pits. Final corner, but a little bit wide on the apex there. DRS wide open, and he manages 4th. So wasn't too clean, especially the last couple of corners, but importantly he made it through. Of course, want to be in Q3 where it really matters and we can really push for it. Not Kimi into the pits now. You will retire. Quinton done. Nismak's already retired. A couple of guys are done. Not Fernando still out there. But he will probably bail out of it. Or not. If we look at the 9th place man, that's well now 10th place man, that was sandbagging. Carter manages to improve and actually goes fast and puts him in the drop zone. See if Spring can get him himself out of the drop zone. Last corner. And he does. But actually puts RJDV in the drop zone. Not sure what that's what's about. He actually on the mediums, I think it's all about strategy. He's not worrying about being in the top 10. It's all about strategy and keeping those tires intact. But Springbok Gamer will actually make it through to the third and final qualifying session. Right, just confirmation of your top 10 there. Gaffbeek, Not Kimi, Raptor, Quinton, Nismax, Boinkies, 8077, Not Fernando, Springbok Gamer and Carterboy 45. None of the teams actually have all three drivers in the last qualifying session. Rokov, Villains and VSK Racing have one each, with Oceans 3 and BPP, as well as Vlakkefontein, and as well as Team Not Sober, all have two drivers there. Of course, now for that pole shootout, here we go. 12 minutes, started counting down. Of course, everybody will go out on now. It's all about being the fastest. Race strategy already under the belt. It's there because that's the tires that they qualified on just now. And we have FP going out early, followed by his teammate. Safwan Quinton's also on his way out. Yeah, those three are the first guys to blink. Team Vlakkefontein. And of course, so Safwan Quinton, Not Fernando, also now on his way out. Actually with 80 in front there. So that makes it 6 cars on track actually. Because Not Kimi also went out. A lot of trash talking building up to this race today. A couple of guys getting to each other. All just for the fun of it. Spirit of just building it for the match. For the race. So nice to see the camaraderie and the spirit. Even if you're in opposite teams, we still support, and at the end of the day, we're all still friends. So nice to see, because that adds to the atmosphere and just the excitement for the race. Pointless to just pitch up for the race on a Friday night just to do a race and you're not really in it. And of course, if you're really in it, you switched on. That's obviously when you start seeing the result. Of course, that also takes me to the next point. Which Gaffbeek are we seeing tonight? As I said earlier, a guy that won the championship before, he won the race last week way down under at Albert Park in Melbourne. But of course, he also had his fair share of races where he just it seemed like he's not interested, and then things didn't go his way. Of course, for 100% race distance, we're back to the season is more up his alley. He does have a preference to that, and it already showed. So let's see which Gaffbeek picks up tonight. Because you would love to win this. Approaching the timing sector now, purple second sector, but of course he is the leading car, if I can put it like that, first one out. So everything should be purple on his side. Of course this lap will also set the benchmark for everyone else. Hard on the brakes now. Take apex nicely, clean out, up. Nice hook up to the apex. DRS wide open, finish line coming up, and 131.6. But that time surely will come down even more. We obviously will come back to the pits, and here we go. His teammate goes to 131.4 and Quentin did a 131.9. Of course these guys will pit, probably change to fresher rubber and have another go. Just under 8 minutes to go. So this is just that banker lap, just to get a lap down, get a pick in the ground. Not Kimi 131.6. Not Fernando with a relatively slow lap. Not just compared to those guys, but that's definitely slow compared to what he's been doing so far. Springbok Gamer, the only guy still in the pits, everyone else is on track. AD coming around now, he's going to drive into the pits, he's bailing out of his lap. Boink is now approaching that tricky corner after the long back straight. When I say tricky, of course, if you miss your brake point, you run actually considerably wide, and that costs you some time. And Boinky does a 132.0, fifth for now. But again, he will obviously just make it back to the pits as well. Surely he will have another go. Of course, you can do more laps on this set of tyres, as the tyres that you did your best lap on in Q2 is what you will start the race on. Not this tyres, so you can push it. Let's see what now Fernando do this time. A 133.0. Hopefully still more time to find for him. Carboy 133.3. As you can see, the top four back in the pits, obviously just changing to fresh rubber. Just get the right fuel load. One more lap to go, so you don't need to put in that extra amount of fuel, just enough. Lower the fuel load, make the car lighter. And of course, just time it right where there's a clear patch on the track. You don't want to get amongst those other guys and have too much traffic in front of you. Of course, one nice thing about multiplayer car, they don't all stop at the same pit, as you just saw there. One BPV car got wheeled into the garage here by the Rolex sign, with the other one stopped in front. Not Fernando still giving. We'll probably do this lap and then head back into the pits. Final corner coming up. No, he's actually going to go into the pits now. Fresh set of boots, and then of course just time it right to get onto a clear piece of track. Springbok Gamer looks like he's going to leave it for just one run. Let's see if he's going to go out. Of course, his teammate already retired at the beginning of Q2. Strategy, that tyre saving. Looks like the Oceans guys have a bit of an issue with tyres. Or they're just playing very smartly. Of course, we will see how that pan out. Of course, there's 6 laps or so to go. After that we will actually know if it was a good strategy or not, so still early days. Here we go, Safwan Quinton is out, so is Kimi. So from the first to blink for that second run, of course. 3.5 minutes to go. So one good thing about them going out early, if they do mess it up, they still can make it around in time. But actually one extra lap if need to. I won't be surprised, of course, if they did fuel for that extra lap, of course. I'm using this one just to warm up and just make sure the car and everything is nicely set up, and then just push it first time round. When why not? But why not have 2 solid laps where you can actually run full pace? Here we go, not me coming around. He's going to start his hot lap now. Safwan is still out there. He's following 87. Yeah, sorry, 80, 77 following, not Kimi, but not lap again, not valid. Springbok Gamer is indeed on the out lap, so he did leave himself pretty much 1 lap. Because he's looking at a 133.2 at least to beat Carterboy, who's in the pits. Not sure if he's going to come out again. AD77 also struggling. If he stays where he is, pretty much the bottom 3 will remain where they are now. Oh wow, Vino, you don't need to support the pig, but okay, it's possible. He and his teammate gonna have a nasty go for it, because that's the 2 of them are there. But of course we all know Piggy likes to leave last moment. Kimi just going slow here, backing out of that lap, too much traffic. Now another car comes past. Not nice, really not nice. You would want these guys to get away in front of him because you want a clear piece of track. Quentin's got his clear piece of track. ID just going into the pits. So that's pretty much him done and dusted. You will not have time to come out again. Let's see, Capix out there as well. Raptor's got the purple first sector. Things looking good for Raptor. Not Kimi, not going that fast. The traffic team, unfortunately. Boinky's finished, Carterboy 45 finished, AD finished, so he will take 10th place. This Max of course still out there as well. Quentin actually backs out of it, he's not going to finish this lap. So Quentin comes in. Looks like not Kimi might have also, no, he's actually going to come around to finish his lap. Can he improve on his time? Yep, he goes 131.5 slightly, but of course Gaffbeek is still out there. Comes around now, Gaffbeek 131, and actually Gaffbeek does take it. Well spotted, Vino. Raptor actually had an invalidated lap there. See, that's the one thing about running so late, that pressure you put on yourself, and one slight mistake, it can cost you, like in his case. Of course now with him having invalid, time he was on was actually now invalidated, and he was on a purple first sector as we saw earlier. But of course, however it may be, we have two Jelly Bean cars on the front row, all Jelly Bean lockout. Well done, Team Vlakkerfontein. Not Kimi behind them in third with Quinton behind him. Then Boinkies, of course Nismax will take 6th place, followed by Not Fernando and Carterboy 45, and of course in row 5 will be Springbok Gamer and AD 77. Just waiting for Nismax to retire, then this session will be over. Then bring on the race. Of course, those guys that fell out will now all be on the grid, so all 17 cars will go racing. Just confirmation of the top 10 as we just said. Springbok Game and AD in the end did not post any times. Carterboy 310, not Fernando in the end, the 133s. We have two guys in the 132s, and all front runners did a 131. So unfortunately we didn't see that 1 minute 13 I was hoping and predicting earlier. But a 131.3 is still a decent time, as well as the 4 and the 5. So good lap times from the top 3. Even Quinton, high 131s, but he was at least still in the 131s. So waiting for the time there to run out, and then we will go into the race section. Let's hope the Peak can actually make it from pole position tonight. Of course, the first race of the season in Belgium, of course he did also get pole, but on the first lap he had a big incident there out of Rouge that caused him to retire. Of course, that race actually took a lot of scalps that night. But the Peak obviously won last week in Melbourne, so anything is possible. Just waiting for everybody to finalize their race strategies. Once somebody do, the timer be in the right corner, the top corner. There we go. Somebody's ready, so that countdown will have started. 20 seconds to go. Then, even if they are ready or not, we will get into the race section. Of course, there will be just the formation lap first. 10 seconds. 5 seconds, and here we go. Everybody lined up, formation lap underway. Already a bit overcasty, that's pretty much the same as when quali started, and staff did advise there's going to be rain later in. Possibility in China. Two being in front. Oh boy, we already got 2 cars there. Looks like Springbok Gamer and see now who's his friend. Looks like they might have actually made contact with each other. That's why both of them ended up on the grid, not doing the rest of the formation lap. Yeah, it looks like it might be because there's no car when we go to him, so that is definitely the 2 of them. Staffy will start in 15th place, of course, retiring at the start of Q2. So Devon reserve drivers, that's why the different livery, but he is representing Team Not Sober tonight. There we go, Vino for real, of course, the second car for VSK. Going a bit slow compared to the rest of the... Here you can see him coming around with the background. Also a previous race winner, so he's got the pace. He's just out of action for a bit because due to a bad internet connection he couldn't make the last couple of races, so let's see what he brings tonight. Just coming around now. The front runners already lining up. So waiting for these back bro guys to just also line up. No surprise, Vino will start on the mediums back to back there. RGDV of course by choice, Barcho and Pete from Bow Villain go for mediums. Of course Aiden did had that opportunity because as he made it to Q3, soft tires it is, and that's what he did his Q2 time on. Right, everybody set. Right for the light. And we are racing. Oh, drive-through penalty, jump start for Carterboy 45. Raptor with a brilliant start. He jumped his teammate, but he runs wide and actually allows Not Kimi to go through, and Raptor now losing a lot of places. Gaffbeek stayed in second, while Not Kimi snuck up on the inside. Oh, now 10-second time penalty for Raptor to add insult to injury. Bit of corner cutting there as he tried to get the car back on track, all the way down to last place. Just running wide in that first corner, that it was enough to send the whole grid past. Of course, as I said a couple of times in qualifying, a very tricky sequence of cornering. Where that first corner you must just time it perfectly, a little bit too much speed and you run the risk of going wide. Exactly what happened. He had a blistering start. It's just unfortunately in that first corner just too much speed. He hit and he stayed in second, but of course Not Kimi, the big winner there, all the way from third into first place, and a bit of a gap between him and Gaffbeek. Nesmax up to Boinkies in fifth. Of course, Nismax and Quinton, we go teammates, and Nismax actually does dive on the inside and take him. Of course, both BPP drivers. Nismax would want to be in front. He's with not Sebastian tonight. It's all possible for him tonight. Not Kimi, of course, no surprise, fastest lap for now. He was leading at the end of the first lap. RJDV also with a tremendous start all the way from 11th up to 7th. Staffy from 15th up to 7th. Carterboy with an early pit, of course, probably serving that drive-through penalty. That will take him to the back of the grid there with Raptor. Devon also making up a couple of places at the start. So Boinkies and Not Fernando spoiling the fun. Otherwise all three BPP cars will be there right with each other. Boinkies right on the back view of Safwan Quinton. Of course, not Sebastian looking at the stream tonight. Not sure if he would want Boinkies to overtake Quinton, because obviously BPP is leading the championship with a good couple of points, 40 or 40 odd points. But of course, Oceans Free and Not Sober, not Sebastian's team, are like a point or two from each other. So now seeing Oceans Free getting more points obviously make them also pull away. So yeah, tough one. And as I say that, actually Boinkies now did manage in front of Quinton. Quinton finding it a bit difficult to keep his car under control at the moment. Gaffbeek goes faster, so 138.3. Boinkies already looks like he's pulling away there from Quinton. Quinton went up to third at the start, but already dropped 2 places since then. Going a bit backward. And Gaffbeek now actually running down Not Kimi. But will he be patient enough and wait for the right opportunity? Unfortunately, patience is not something he's known for. Of course, only lap 3 out of 56, so still a long way to go. So now all three BPP cars has got a car between them. So Nismax, of course, We have pointies between him and Quinton, and then of course not Fernando between Quinton and RZDV. Meanwhile, Staffy chasing down 80, who runs wide. Raptor on a recovery drive just past his other teammate, the Judge now. Will not be surprised if the Judge has let him by, of course, all for the team. And Pete B-Man is actually now at the back, he put it, fresh head of medium. Not Kimi now goes faster, so 138.0. So him and Gav-Peak are trading fastest laps at the moment. Staying in contact with each other, and there's already a gap between them and Nismax. Of course, Nismax will try to keep it clean, stay out of trouble, not getting involved in the battle, and hopefully if they trip over each other, it's all these for the win, of course. You see the gloves there, the racing suit, even the helmet all fits with the livery. Some of the guys really put in the effort with the design of their liveries. When we are dropping places. Just want to see what happened here. Looks like there might have been a bit of a spin or run wide. But DH Boucher and Devon Alice is now in front of him. Vino also with a tremendous start. Of course, he was there in 17th place on the grid. He's up to 9th. 8 seconds adrift from Springbok. Of course, he is on the harder tyre. We got a yellow flag. There we go. The Judge with another moment. That surely will allow Carter Boy to come past. Carter Boy at speed. He's going to have a look on the inside. No, the Judge manages to fend him off. Thought better of it. Carter Boy now with a better drive out there. And he's past the Judge. And he will obviously have DRS as well. Here we go. Onto the inside. What can he do from here? Will Judge drive inside? Yeah, Carter Boy goes too deep. And runs wide. Judge back in front of him. Quinton on the pits. Both him and Raptors not having the best race starts at least. Of course, they can still salvage something from this. Raptor already back into 10th, all the way from last place at one stage. Raptor chasing down Staffy, of course, a big battle between those two. Here we go, that's pretty. Gap is shrinking. Nismax falling back further to Gav-Peak, who stays hard on the tail there of Not Kimi. Staffy chasing down Vino here, with Raptor approaching, so Raptor would like to dispose both. Surely Staffy with a better drive here. We'll have DRS as well. Oh, and Vino runs wide. That also plays into Staffy's hand. Now if DRS will open, Staffy will dive onto the inside. Now if the brakes, can he keep it together? Goes a bit wide. Vino will actually have a better drive out of it. And Vino back in front, but he dives into the pits. That will release Staff and Raptor. Raptor a bit wide now, but he's got still DRS chasing down Staffy. At least for now we cancel each other out. We'll have to wait another lap to see this battle unfold. So all the Oceans 3 cars in the top 8. Staffy now coming under pressure big time. Yeah, Muna, that's actually it's one of his favorite tracks because Not Fernando currently in 5th place there. Trying to stay in touch there with Boinky is not far off actually. Fighting RZDV, but it's been like this for a while. RZDV just not able to get past Not Fernando, of course, harder tyres as well. Wrapped now Staffy, but can he keep it clean? Staffy looks like he's going to have a better drive out of a corner. Raptor now managing to pull away a bit. So Quentin 11th, now into 10th, making a move on EH Boucher. Of course, DRS helped a lot there. Devon running in a bit of a 12, but still going strong. We know back on it, followed by his teammate. Oh, Carboy goes a bit wide. Actually, that will allow Pete Beeman to. His teammate pitted 80 now behind Pete. The judge at the back now. Of course, there was also a bit of an early stop, 5 laps on that tyres. Meantime, yeah, with leaders, no change. That gap still hovering around the 16th mark. Has been at the 1 second mark early on, pretty much lap 1, and since then it's been less than a second. Increasing, decreasing, but Gafbig just not able to enough. He can't catch Kimi enough to have a go at him. So for the moment he's going to have to be patient sitting behind him. Both on the same tyres, so that also doesn't help. If he had the harder tyre, that would have played into his hands once not Kimi pitted. To 3rd place with Nismax pitting. Pretty much RZDV, Not Fernando also gaining a position. That will allow Springbok game also up. Nismax with a very early pit. Going on to the mediums now. All 17 cars still in it. Raptor now into 7th, still fighting his way back. Next guy in front of him is Springbok Gamer. Safwan Quinton, our fastest lap. Staffy just falling away from Raptor now. But not at the rate of knots. He will just push and mind his own business, focus on his own strategy. Let the guys in front race, and of course be hoping that they trip over each other. Which if they do, there's places to gain for him. But already a huge gain of places from the start, 15th to 8th. Guy who didn't do the matching of helmet design to the livery like so many other guys did. Max now busy with his recovery. Ellie, of course, the top 3 still out there on softs. Already did 8 laps. Busy with a 9th. So Quentin again fastest, this time into the 137, so 137.7. Because he will push like crazy to make up places. He is behind his teammate. Both of them would like to get up this grid again. Because those guys in front soon, they already pitted and on the mediums. So they set for a longer second stint. Both for, well, Nesmax for now, and Staffy passed the judge. And Nismak's going to have a go at Staffy diving on the inside. No, Staffy got a better drive, he made it stick. But he will be under pressure. A few corners from now there will also be the DRS detection zone, and looking at this gap there will definitely be DRS down that back straight for Nismax. Staffy dives to the inside to defend. Runs a bit wide. But he cuts off Nismax there, no chance for him. Nismax with a good drive out of his corner. DRS zone coming up. DRS will pop up. There we go. And you can see actually how Staffy dives to the inside. And Nismax keeps to the inside line, yeah, and he's got it. And we got a virtual safety car. Pete B-Man retires. Pete B-Man is out. That triggers a VSC on pits, and Staff actually does pop into the pits. Well spotted, VSC. Let's pit and get it out of the way. Not Fernando also in the pits. Boinkies as well. Raptor into the pits again. Well, again, actually, I think it's actually his first stop. He didn't stop after that spin in the first corner. Quentin behind Nismax. And in front of him is the two Oceans Free cars, Boinkies and Springbok Gamer. And then the other BPP car in the form of RJDV. Starting on those mediums in the 11th place is now working out good for him. He will now try to chase after Gav Peak. Only 5 seconds. But again, those two in front must split soon. He is actually on the harder tyre, so he can do a few more laps, so you don't need to stop as yet. RZDV bringing himself into play more and more. Springbok Game also with a solid race so far. Bit of a lock up, a little bit wide, but nothing major. Silly Springbok Gamer will also think about pitting. As I say that Gav Peak is in the pits, yeah, and Springbok Gamer comes in. Gav Peak decided to pit, but not Kimi stayed out. You don't want to push too hard or too much on these tires. RZDV with 6 seconds between him and Not Kimi. But again, that's not enough for a pit stop, so once Not Kimi dives into the pits, that will release 18 seconds between him and Gav Peak at the moment. Again, also not enough of a pit. So he's going to have to push to build up a bit of a gap. But at least if it stays like it is now, he will be close to Gav Peak once he comes back out of the pits for his first stop. Keeping an eye on Not Kimi coming around that second last corner. See if he might jump into the pits. And this time he does. So that will release RJDV. Who comes around now. There we go, and RJDV will lead the race. Oh, and looks like Gav Peak actually lost some time. Because 18 seconds all of a sudden became 23 seconds. That actually might release Not Kimi actually in front of him. Good stop from the Not Sober guys. Gav Peak on coming through the start on the straight now. But there we go, Not Kimi is out of the pits. He stays in front of Gav Peak. Well done to the Not Sober crew. Kimi staying with extra lap or two out. Actually stayed in front of Gav Peak. And the gap between Not Kimi and RZDV is only 16 seconds. So the fact is Kimi and Gav Peak will be back in front once RZDV dives into the pits. Not sure how long the mediums will last around here, so we'll have to wait and see. There's another 44 laps to go after this lap. Nesmax into 5th now, chasing down Boinkies again. In fact, right with Boinkies. And these two are actually close to Gapik. And we have a BPP car of Quinton right behind Nesmax. All of a sudden, things looking good for BPP again. All 3 cars in the top 6. Raptor in 8th. Obviously, he would want to get past not Fernando, but he still need to get down from an 8-second deficit before he can think about passing not Fernando. Definitely gaining on him, but going to take another lap or 3. Nesmax with a bit of a wobble, was looking for it, putting Boinkies under good pressure. They're running on board here with Nesmax. Thank you, but extra Apex. And DRS Chile will pop wide open. Gappy goes faster, so 137.5. And Nesmax will have to go to the outside. Oh, and Boinkies had to go hard on the brakes because if he go into deep, he would have ran into Nesmax. Nesmax still with the outside line. He will now have the inside line, and he actually makes it stick. Nesmax into 4th. So now Quinton will have to gain on Boinkies and do the same if he wants to stay with his teammate. Gap picks 1.5 seconds behind Notkimi, so Notkimi did open the gap again. Oh, and Devon is out. We lost our second car, and that's also a VSC. You can see the guys we're slowing down. Of course, you run the risk of a penalty if you don't slow down enough. You can't run it for normal speed. Of course, that's one thing also with a patch. It's very strict under the yellows, and there we go. Just confirmation, a drive-through penalty for AD. The VST. You have to slow down sufficiently. Of course, on board with the guys, there will be a split time. Oh, and AD with another drive-through penalty. Of course, you have a split time. If it's in the green, you're good. If it's in the red, you need to slow down. It's about getting that perfect balance. There we go, back to racing speed. DRS enabled again. So 2 cars out, 15 drivers still remain. Lap 14 out of 56. Notkimi actually making the gap smaller between him and RJTV. And Gappy also gained on Notkimi a bit. Boinkies trying to stay in touch here with Nesmax. You will have DRS next time if you can keep the gap under a second. Quinton trying dearly to catch up with Boinkies. Not Fernando 5 seconds behind him. Springbok Gamer back in the top 10. See if the judge is running on the hard tyre, so he's definitely going for a very long stint. Things really looking good for BPP as it is at the moment. We know now putting EH Pouch under pressure. The top 14 all on mediums. It's just the judge on hards. Oh, and a big moment there for Vino. Went wide there into the gravel, spun around. That will actually bring a relief to Boucher and also allow Staffy to go through. He did say before the race he's a bit rusty. With a bad internet connection he didn't have a lot of practice. Not Kimi still chasing down RZDV. Gap is now down to 11 seconds. And in the process he opened up a gap to Gafpeak, which is now over 2 seconds. Raptor in 8th, just not getting close to not Fernando. Well, he's getting closer, but not as fast as he would hope. Gap is shrinking, but not at the rate he would like to. Because then we're still him having to pass, not Fernando, if you want to get back in front. Then it starts again with the next car, which will be Safwan Quinton. Boinky is now staying on the back of Nismax. Quinton, who gained a little bit on them. Not enough here for Boinkies, even with DRS. Nismax will keep it in front. Not Kimi, 136.5. And the gap is down to just over 10 seconds to RZDV. RZDV should not stay too long on those tyres. Doing so will actually seriously jeopardize him, because as it is now, pretty much Boinkies, up to Boinkies, even Quinton will be ahead of him when he pits. So it's going to be touch and go if he's going to be behind not Fernando or in front. Gap is now under 10 seconds. Not Kimi really getting it on. Gap between him and Gafpeak is also growing, almost 3 seconds. Pretty much this is where the battles are closest, is Boinkies and Nismax. Only one under a second at the moment. Safwan Quinton just hovering around there at the a little bit under 2 second mark. Just not able to catch up to the back of Boinkies. Not Fernando falling away a little bit from Quinton. Raptor still gaining, but only little by little. He will definitely be kicking himself for that start, because he really jeopardized his race at the start. Boinky still keeping Nismax honest. Gafpeak is now over 3 seconds behind not Kimi, and not Kimi is just over 8 seconds behind RZDV. He's actually catching RZDV quickly. If RZDV want to jump not Fernando at the pits, he will have to stop now, because if that gap keeps shrinking, he will probably be behind not Fernando again, and even behind Raptor, and that he would not want. Potentially he will come out in 7th place, just ahead of not Fernando, but it all depends on how long he takes to stop. And he goes around for another lap. Ooh, 80 runs very wide, but I think it's also to get out of the way of not Kimi. Gap just over 7.5, still coming down. Again, we're just now breaking under 7 seconds. Gafpik also gained a little bit on not Kimmy. But as I say that, it opens up to 3 seconds again, so hovering around that 3 second mark. Oh, Gafpik made a mistake. All of a sudden that gap jumped to 4 seconds, a whole second. And meantime, not Kimmy is now at the 6 second region. Soon it will be under 6 seconds. And there we go. And RGTV still not in the pits. Raptor now getting closer to not Fernando. Caps at 1.5. Again, if we look at the 3 year, at Boinkies, Nismac gap still hovering below a second, and yet Boinkies can't do anything about it even with DRS open. Quinton, as he gets closer, is now 1.5 seconds. Can he keep building on that and put Boinkies under pressure, which can actually relieve the pressure on Nismac, his teammate, or even result in him overtaking Boinkies? But as I say, that the gap opened up a bit again. So did the gap between Nismac and Boinkies. Boucher and Vino having a go at each other. Vino with the outside line, Boucher backing off a bit there. Now he's got the outside line. Vino is past, he's now in 11th place. Gone front there, looks like probably gap. It means they already being lapped. Because the Philippine car and Raptor is actually some distance ahead. And the judge is behind him, so it can be Gafpik. Gap now touching 5 seconds between him and not Kimmy 3 seconds. He's got RGDV in his sight. That's the right on board here, so you can see the distance. There we go, RGDV just in front around that corner. Fernando could stay in touch with Quinton. RGDV's got trouble when he eventually pits. Still going to go around for another lap. Oh, and Boink is making a move on Nismac this time using DRS. Oh, and a big corner cut there. Must be careful. Penalties, but continuing like that can result in penalties. But now that will give Nismac's DRS. He will dive to the inside. Immediately use it. He's the outside line, he will have the inside line next time, but that's not enough. Nismac pulled it off again. And I think these guys will be like this for the majority of the race while they stay there with each other. But Quinton not really gaining while they fighting each other, it's not really slowing them down. Gafpik falling away to not Kimmy. Not Kimmy gaining even more. Now less than 2 seconds to RJDV. GRS will be available very soon. Coming down the back straight now. Hard brake. Gained even more time. Hands still more. RJDV surely will start feeling the pressure now. And he dives into the pits. That release, not Kimi. Not Kimi back in front. Oh, and Gaffik falls off even more. Now more than 7 seconds. Let's see now once it stabilizes with that second car. No, actually it's still at the 5 second mark. Just over 5.5. Nesmax now in third. Boinkies. Quentin Leshira, RJDV. Can he beat Rap? He manages to come out ahead of Raptor, who passed Not Fernando. Not Fernando down to 8, Raptor into 7, so RJDV managed to jump both of them. So luckily he didn't lose too much time on those mediums. So he will stop again because he said he put on a fresh set of. So 22 laps if he can, well 21 if he can do another 21 is 42, so he can do the last 14 laps on soft. Gap opens up to 6 seconds, not Kimi on the move. Definitely this guy is the guy to beat tonight. He brought his A game. No Uncle Charles rocked up with him, flying the flag for not sober. Of course, if it stays like this as it is now, it means 3 different winners and 3 races so far. Of course, 2 of the 3 then is team not sober, as not Fernando won. Not Sebastian won the first race of the season in Belgium, and of course, as I said earlier, Gaffik won last week in Melbourne. Just having a lonely afternoon with the back, lonely evening, sorry. No, Highway Bullet is definitely on song tonight. He doesn't need to eat. The bottom 3 cars all were pretty much a pit stop. Ooh, and as I say, that AD with a big moment, so that will close the gap down to Carterboy. Oh, and in plate is gone. More than just the in plate. Severe damage to that front wing, it means he will have to stop, so Carterboy will definitely come past the 13th place. Carterboy on the hard. Just stopped. Daffy now under pressure from Vino again. Elliot Vino has made that mistake, but now he's backed up to Staffy again. Can he make something of it this time? The race will open up for Vino now. Gaining, dive to the inside. Nothing that Staffy can do about this. So Vino's got the position and he stays in front. Provided no mistakes here, he will keep it. Vino into 10th place. Carterboy past 80, because 80 had to jump into the pits. Raptor slowly but surely getting away from not Fernando, but not really gaining on RGDV, who's 4 seconds behind Quinton. So 3 BBP cars in the top 6 again. Of course, Quinton would love to chase down Boingies, get past him, and if RGDV can do it, all 3 of them will be right there with each other. But of course, the gap between Quinton and Boinky is pretty much staying the same, and Boinky is still within a second from Nesmax, but even with DRS he had to fight long for that moment we saw a few laps ago. And now of course he's going to have to just do it all again, use DRS and just get closer and closer to Nesmax to try to put Nesmax under pressure. Gap in front almost looks like it's stabilized as well. Approaching 7 seconds, but not rapidly increasing like earlier. HS Rider bought you with Gimme a bit. Of course, just keep in mind his tyres is also a lap newer compared to Gavpeak. Gavpeak obviously stopped a lap earlier. Oh, it looks like there's rain. Yeah, indeed, I did see right. There's raindrops. Raindrops started coming out. And of course, the rain coming, that's also why RGDV would have went for the second set of mediums. Trying to push it as long as possible until it's time to stop for potential inters. It's also why the front runners pushed as far as they did, so no one will come in now knowing that they're going to have to stop within the next couple of laps or inters. Years for them to switch over. Nesmax just not able to keep up with Gavpeak and not Gimme. Within the DRS range. Quinton now on Boinkies. Boinkies made a mistake, as you can see, he ran deep. That allowed Quinton to close. Allowed Nesmax to get away from him. Gap now 2 seconds. Not sure if it was a bit of a wet patch that caught him out. Oh, and Quinton dives to the inside. Oh, and the overcooked seat. Just too late. Went wide there. That allowed Boinkies back in. It also allows RGDV to come closer. Oh, and Boucher's out. Boucher left the session. Looks like it might be a connection issue. It just said left the session, didn't say retire. Guys coming in. Of course, it's getting wetter quicker than you think. Gavpeak out on inters already. Yeah, DRS disabled. There we go. So all the BPP guys actually dived into the pit. Not Kimmy stayed out. So let's see if this cost him dearly. Of course, should not cost him that much time. He would have practiced for all of us. And we got a yellow flag. Win one, but we actually have a spin. Yeah, I have a judge. And he's on Inters, of course, struggling to get heat into those tyres. Just out of the tyre blankets. Not the easiest. Definitely also not easy conditions either. Nesmax now 12 seconds behind Gav Peak. The race remains between Gav Peak and not Kimi in front. Looks like we've got a very slow moving car. Yeah, Springbok Gamer, but it also is he's still on the dry tyres. Driving in. Oh. Big moment there for Springbok Gamer. Came in too hot. Braked hard and the car slid into the barriers, and that also now will result in a wing change. Damage to the front wing. Oh, and 5 seconds the penalty for spinning on the pit lane just to add that further insult to injury. Oh, Carboy now with a 5 second penalty as well. Sorry, 3 second. Oh, and Gav Peak have jumped, not Kimi. Not Kimi, 3 seconds behind. Of course, now doing that extra lap on the dry tyres, costing Kimi here. If he could have died a bit sooner and stopped on the same lap as Gav Peak, he would have still been in front of Gav Peak. Only 3.5 seconds behind Gav Peak, but at least he's now on the right tyre, so he could be pushing again. He can close his gap, and as I say that it is actually closing. Yellow flag again. Couple of guys struggling for grip now. Again the judge, but the Inters just don't want to bite. Really tricky conditions. Now drop still falling, and that track now just in that slippery, snotty state. Not just too wet, and you don't see puddles forming as yet. Just enough surface water to make it slippery. Kimi still at 3.5 seconds mark pretty much. I think once he actually did a lap or two of the Inters, he actually felt where the grip is, the confidence will be there. You will be getting on with business again. Nesmax 10 seconds behind. Boinky still 5th. He jumped his teammate Quinton, who's now in 6th. Raptor still in 7th, not Fernando still in 8th. Vino 9th, Staff in 10th. Boucher, but that was a disconnect. Not sure if he managed to reclaim his vehicle. He'd want to look like it, but I'm not sure. Springbok Gamer 12th, Carterboy pretty much a lonely 13th. Jump distance away of Springbok Gamer, but 90 seconds ahead of 80. Gav Peak, not sure if he made a mistake or not Kimi, but Gav came down with almost a full second. Of course, coming back to not Kimi not stopping, it also depends where on track you are when that call for tyres comes out. Of course, most of the guys check for when it says DRS enabled, then you know it's too wet for softs. Oh, sorry, for slicks. And of course, the guys didn't even stay out that long before it actually became too wet for slicks. Of course, and if he already passed the pit entrance when that happened, he would have already committed to another lap, which he had to complete before he could stop. So, but now he's fighting back. See, Boucher, he said he did leave a session because he had a power failure. What a time to have a power failure. You're fighting it out on track with the guys and then it goes out. Not Kimi gaining a little bit more. The process also, guys are pulling away from Nismax. Boinkies again within a second, but no DRS this time around because of wet conditions. RZDV staying in touch. So it's Quinton. Raptor with another 8 to make up, then he can be in this battle here in front as well. When we're going to have a yellow. Looks like it might have been Carter Boy. Oh, now another one. Oh, not Kimi, now just over a second. Just over a second between him and Gafpick. Keep this. Yeah, we'll just keep this battle for a while. And we're gonna have a yellow. We cleared quite quick enough. Winky is a bit of a mistake. That gap is now over 2 seconds to Nesmax, so he fell away. And he actually caught up with him. It was definitely a mistake from Boinkies. It was very tricky in this slippery conditions. As you can see, there is also racing lines starting to appear. It will be the drier point, that's where you want to be. You don't want to be outside that racing line and find yourself on the wetter slip. But at the same time, you don't want that part to be dry. Otherwise you're going to need the slippery part to cool your tires down. Because winters do need that water to cool down because it heats up very quickly. Of course, the warmer the tire, the quicker it of course goes down. Tire dig obviously happens at the higher temperatures. As you can see the gap there between Boinkies and RZDV. Gordon still trying to get in touch with him. Not give me a right in the tail there of Gafpick now, less than a second. Approaching her back marker. Challenging conditions, close to each other, traffic in front. This is now a time for you to stay clear-headed. Lady moving over. Hopefully he saw both, yes he did. Both of them are through past him. Kimi actually did not lose any time to Gafpick there. Kimi staying with him, check him out. Of course he will look at the lines he take. Of course waiting for the right moment to pounce. Not Kimi, is more patient. Gafpick with some extra corner there. Going forward here was not Kimi. trying to stay there in the slipstream. Oh, he's brave on the brakes, and he actually does it. He does. Well done, not Kimmy. Much braver on the brakes there. So you could see they're braking a lot later to get in, and I almost for a moment thought it was maybe too brave and he overshoot it, but he didn't. Took the right line in and he's back in first place. Now in front of Gap Peak, so sure if he can get away now, build up a gap again. And of course there's also a back marker in front of him. Not Timmy getting away from Gas Peak. Much more confident on this tires than Gas Peak. Pointies has closed down the gap again, keeping RZDV at bay. So Boinkies would feel surrounded. One BPP in front with the other two behind. Raptor a little under 10 seconds behind them. Oh, the judge with 3-second time penalty. Forty-two seconds between Raptor and not Fernando. So a huge gap for the front 7 to the rest of the grid. Carter Boy and 80 battling here, both running wide. Ooh, Carter Boy, car slipping along, but he managed to keep control of it. '81, just too far back. And we got another yellow flag. This Max spinning over the artwork gone, so Boinky's head now, RDV as well as Quinton. He did manage to stay ahead of Raptor. So all 3 BPP cars now right with each other. Oh, and another car spun at exactly the same point. Springbok Gamer. Not the easiest conditions, I will tell you that. Not Kim has opened up the gap to 2.5 seconds. Boinky's finding himself in third place, not expected. And now looks like the penalties are coming in. Gap he runs wide. Yeah, Muna, you said it. And yeah, and ever since that, he's been getting away from Gaff Peak. I must say personally, it's not Kimmy's race to lose. Oh, and another yellow flag. Looks like he's one of the VSKs. Carter Boy win. Yep, just managed to get back on track. Jesus is about to get lapped. Still another 21 laps to go after this one. Make it 20 after this one, as the leaders just started lap 36. And not Kimmy now almost 3.5 seconds ahead. If Uncle Charles stay at home, not Kimmy is something else. This guy is a beast. And he's driving the part tonight. Of course, missed the race last week as a result of Eskom. One of those guys who can miss a few races and then on the night pitch up and win. A few more seconds that Gaff Peak and not Kimmy must pull out, then they'll have pretty much a pit stop in their credit from third place man. Pointy's trying to lap 80 now. Pointy's 80 and Quinton all within a second from each other, but no DRS. RCDB now trying to get 80 moving to the inside. Ooh, and the yellow flags also now, just like the penalties, very quick and often. Carter Boy again there. Not a good corner for him at the moment. Or as I say that, this car, anybody managed to get control of it. Luckily no barriers. Oh, and just slide again around the next corner. He's on full weights as well, so I'm not sure if that actually contributes. Wasn't confident with the Inter, so he went for a full set of weights. Now it looks like the track might not be wet enough for those weights. Oh, and again, because now dirty and cold tires as he went off. Well, now he's going to have to wait for the faster guys to come past. Now I must watch because here comes the leaders. Not Kimmy is through, Gaff Peak is through. Gap between them, by the way, hovering around 4 seconds. The flag, which I assume is Carter Boy again. Actually not. Ooh. Ooh, and wrapped. Okay, no, he's back to racing speed by the looks of it. already staying in that 1 second region of pointies. Ooh, catching the back of it. Ooh, and there's another VSK Carter boy again. We're now to 8th, of course, ahead of North Fernando. Another yellow. Ooh, RGDV as close as he was ever was to Boinkies. What can he do? Can he make something of it? Would love to be back on the podium. It would be 3 podium finishes in a row. Oh no, Snack's now leaving the session. RGDV just not able to get too close to Boinkies to have a look. As I say that, he almost ran into the back of him, and he actually took him this time. Here we go. RJD was looking for it for a while, and now this time he made it stick. So RGDV just, I'm not sure if it was a mistake. Boinkies took it back. We're after going off again. Can check a time penalty now there for Vino as well. Nesmax has joined again. Ooh, Carboy left session. Also DNF. Couple of really finding it difficult on the wet circuit. So Boucher managed to reclaim his vehicle. Looks like the gap might have stabilized a little bit in front. I was really seeing it increasing as earlier. still no real. If you can see the drop still at a pretty fasty space, so definitely going to stay like this till the end. Not going to see dry conditions again. Because most of us guys who put it already 18 laps, not give me just one lap down. You'll later. Already be still hanging on to Boinkies, maybe not as close as you would want it, but at least he's still there. Quentin, Reed, Raptor. Been on 8, but of course still some way down. Boinkies still to hang on to the 2 in front. Raptor some distance behind. Think, well, I don't see him actually catching up to Quentin before the end of the race. Only 9 laps to go after this. Quentin can still throw a spanner in the works up there. He gets past RGDV, he would want to race. With RGDV still staying there with Boinkies. This is by far the closest battle at the moment. Ooh, another yellow, not sure where, not showing on the map. There you go, just on the last corner. And it was the judge. Track is definitely drying out now. Looking at this angle, definitely drier patches to emerge. Ooh. But is it dry enough for slicks? Well, Vino believes so. Surely if they do, everybody else will also put on soft. Can't see anyone go on mediums. Only 8 more laps to go. Might as well have another dash on soft tires from here to the end. Just Max's car is into the pits. Also soft. See what the front runners decide. Yeah, not Kim is also coming in. Pig running a bit wide there will cost him some more time. DRS is enabled, so definitely you'll see the pit lane filling up now with cars. Just reminding everybody, of course, after the race there will be the post-race interviews with the top three. Not Kim is out on his way, he's definitely up front. Now he's on the dry tyres, just building a bigger gap. Now, Boinky's already been in the pit, these two still sticking to each other. Boinky stopped first. What can already be doing? No, Boinky goes ahead of him. Quinton actually jumped his teammate by the looks of it. Raptor also changing his. So is Staffy, not Fernando and Springbok Gamer. But oh no, and it's going wrong for Raptor again. Out on a set of inters or not. Oh, and there we go, there's the Rage incident. There's Rage, that's Rage. Not him, he did not leave a back end, he left. And his car did not even retire in full, so AI taking control of the car. This is unsafe, and he actually also triggers. Sorry to say, but this will 10-1 result in some sort of penalty with a race steward. Of course, Jeff pulling a on Raptor, instead of putting him on the softs, he put him on inters, and that obviously would have annoyed him, means he drove into the barrier on purpose. And of course, with still less than 90% race distance achieved, him leaving now also means no points for him for the end of the race. Boucher also not having it not come back yet. His car still showing that X. So Raptor will have no points, only the 3 points he got for having 3 cars on the grid at the start of the race. So Raptor with no points, and a potential penalty under the review with the stewards. The 50-56, not give me with a 16-second gap. You just need to keep it together for another 6 laps. It definitely drove a brilliant race. Okay, I'm gonna put one out there to all the viewers. You guys saw a couple of guys, there was also a bit of quiet time there where you guys could have also just watched in silence some of the guys. I want to know from you, the viewers, who do you think is your driver of the day? You can just comment there on the stream. Quinton goes fast as a 135.5. Of course, now on the soft tyres, that's what matters. You will see these type of lap times coming in now. Yellow flag, not sure why, because it's not showing exactly on the map anymore. Didn't last long. Solid race for Team BPP Engineering. Not Kimmy responding a 133.7. So please again, those guys still watching, Bermuda will save her knots out of heart, but Vino really did drive a good race considering what he went through. True that, he did drive an awesome race. Couple of weeks without racing, not used to this competitive racing, if I can put it like that. Missing a couple of weeks, you do miss that edge. Now finally back after sorting out internet, changing ISPs. Rusty, but he managed to come all the way from 17th place to 7th at the moment. Couple of spins or whatever, but he still didn't rage quit or stuff, he still stayed in there. So it's not a bad suggestion either. Well spotted there, Muna. Of course, when there is this man, not Kimmy, your race leader, pretty much been since that first corner when he took it from both jelly beans. He never looked back. A brief moment when Gav Peak took the lead from him after that first round of pit stops, but he came back. Also not the first round where we actually came onto the Inters, where Gav Peak jumped him on the Inters and he had that brilliant move, where Muna even said what a move when he overtook Gav Peak. And he's still just extending. So two good contenders, not Kimi and Vino. 3 more laps to go after this one. So Raptors finishing position will unfortunately not count, so everyone else will move up a place. And AD and Judge will also, because EH Boucher also disconnected due to power failure very early, so not near the 90% race mark, so those points unfortunately will not count. Staffy also with a solid race. Started in 15th, currently in 9th. Of course, he will be promoted to 8th. Looks like Winky's did slightly caught Gav Peak, but I think Gav Peak slowed down. Not gonna risk it to go after this one. Why risk it now? We just want to bring the car home safely, get the 2nd place. Still 26 points. course, a solid second place to fill up the win of last week. That will help his championship standings. Things are not going that great for Nesmax tonight, so means he's not really that far ahead, and in all honesty it's possible that Not Sebastian will remain in front of him on the championship. Things just didn't come together completely tonight. Of course, that spin in the wet conditions that cost him, otherwise he could have been up in third place. Quinton chasing after Boinkies, but not making too much of a difference with the amount of laps to go. And another yellow flag. But quickly gone again. Ooh, two yellow beans there, jelly beans there. But that's obviously Raptor's Ghost. And looks like the car that overtook him is Gaff Peak. No, actually not. But Judge is actually... Yeah, the Judge unlapping himself into that Ghost car. Ooh, a bit of a drift around that corner, but nicely held together. The back end was always stepping out, but he used it to his advantage, did a bit of a drift there. If there were style points to offer, the Judge would have had some style points. Nesmax going for mediums in the pit. Out Fernando. Sure, most of the guys went out on soft. And there was enough laps for the soft, so it's not that it would have won that quickly. Not sure of the reason behind that. I can understand that Nesmax put on new boots to try to go for his fastest lap, that's 2 extra points, but going for the medium is actually really defeating the purpose. Yeah, I think you might be right here. But you better come back with a bang. I want to see a different winner this season. Always makes things interesting if you see different people winning all the time. This season already 3 races, 3 different winners. Would have been interesting if Not Sebastian was here tonight. There we go, driving with Not Kimmy coming around, weaving left, right, centre, and Not Kimmy takes the checkered flag. Well done, Not Kimmy. 30 points and 30 points there for Team Not Sober. Well done, and Gaff Peak brings the car back in second. Of course, only 12 seconds behind, but Not Kimmy did slow down. So did Gaff Peak. Boinkies coming around now. And he brings it into home into third place, followed by Quinton. Quinton was right in the back of him. Trust me, after tonight, Boinkies will not forget the pink cars, and it's not because of his pink livery, but because of all 3 BPP cars giving him a hard time tonight on track. All of us raced through here back with one or the other. At one stage there was Quinton, at one stage there was RZDV, there was obviously Nesmax, so he had his fair share with all 3 of them tonight. Nesmax will come around to finish in 6th. We're already crossed the finish line there in 7th. That Ghost Calf Raptor, but that doesn't count. Everyone else here pretty much will move up a place. And there we go. Just waiting for Nismax, and there we done. Guys coming onto the podium. Funny enough, not Kimi and Gafbik having the same race suits, although driving for two different teams. Of course, we're two good friends off track as well. Just waiting for final. There we go. Just confirmation how everybody ended. Not Kimi, of course. Gaff is your top three. Raptor will move down, and EH Bouch, unfortunately. The rest of the guys will all get points with a judge for last finisher. Carter Boy, Devon, and Pete unfortunately did not make it. He did retire. If you guys just all bear with me for 1 second, so it's going to be a brief pause on the stream here. Just want to see if I can get our three podium musketeers in here and have a few words with him. There we go, we got our second place guy. There we go. Okay, here we go, we got all three of them in here. Gentlemen, what a race.
Yeah.
Rain in China. Rain in China always to spice things up.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a race.
And I think
Quasi was on another level, yeah. There was no ways of catching.
And I think after tonight, Boinky is a bit fed up with BPP. No, with BPP, because he battled with all three BPPs tonight. The whole race, it was just BPP. If it wasn't Nismax, it was Rob. If it wasn't Rob, it was Quentin. And it was, and even if they're in front of you or behind you, it was always less than a second. Then you would overtake Nismax, get back in the next lap. What a battle. Yo. But was he? Well, yeah, but unfortunately that counted against him, and of course that spin in the wet conditions also. But of course, Mr. Not Kimi, what a move on Gafbik there after that pit stop. Of course, yeah. Gafbik actually gained there from because of you having to do that extra lap on the dry tires. But what a move, because I for a moment thought you're out braking yourself, you're not going to make the turn, and whoop past Gafbik, and that was that.
Yeah, well, it was one move out of many. Me and Gavin battled that whole first 10, 12 laps at the start. And it was good clean racing, and I enjoyed it. The rain came. I thought doing one more lap, maybe I'll gain a little bit. I thought that the track will be a little bit, you know, it will be right for wet tires a lap later. How wrong was I? Halfway through the lap, I was slipping and sliding all over the place. I lost so much time, but I knew if I can just make it, you know, I'll gain that time back. But yeah, what a race. Gavin kept me on my toes. He made me work for that one.
But of course, you two were there from the start, as you said. Of course, both Jelly Beans lockout for front row, but Raptor not with the best of starts. Got the blinder out of the blocks past Gav Pick on the start just to run white into that first corner. And in the process, you just got past both of them, and since then, you were in front.
Yeah, I was quite lucky. I had a decent start. I gained a little bit on Gavin, but yeah, Raptor had a blinder. And him running it too deep and pushing Gavin wide left the door wide open for me, and I was quite lucky, to be honest. So yeah, that set up my race at the start, and yeah, it was just, I didn't want Gavin to come past because I knew I thought at that time he had a little bit more pace than me.
And the beginning he definitely did. He was close. He stayed close to you in the beginning.
He would have pulled away from me, so I fought hammer and tongs to keep him behind me.
And what a job. Mr. Piggy, starting in first place, your teammate overtaking you with one hell of a start, and then going a bit pear-shaped for him, and you just having to hang on to second place. But you had some serious pace early on, but from there on, you just couldn't compete with this guy. This guy just kept on pulling a gap on you.
Yeah, well, it's Wazzy, so, it's not going to be easy with Wazzy. So, the first stint was great. The red tyres were really, really good. As soon as I put those yellows on, I had no pace. I had not the pace of Wazzy. So, that's where everything went pear-shaped for me.
And that looked like it was for long tonight. A couple of guys didn't look very happy on those mediums.
No, they were not good. For me, they were not good. The reds were okay, but the mediums,
and of course,
I lost pace.
The longer RJDV stayed out on his mediums, the better for you two. You just kept on gaining to the point where even if he stops, he would always come out behind you guys. So well played there as well.
Yeah, I was trying to keep it close to Wazoo pretty much all of the time. The undercut worked well for me on the start there, with the rain coming down. That was a good move. I just managed to put there.
At the right time, played in your hands, as of course, not Kimi had to do that extra lap.
Yeah, but as soon as I'm on those tyres, I had a dry setup. I just had no grip, and I just knew Wazzy's going to come in.
And of course, he had the confidence having that setup. It just fell in place for him.
Absolutely. No, fantastic drive for Wazzy. It's great to have him back.
But I must say, good drive from all three of you. Of course, challenging conditions. And yeah, some of the guys losing the back end a couple of spins. It was just frightening at some stages when you guys came around to lap him. You actually caught the back end of a spin, but you still managed to keep your noses clean and still stayed on track. So well done for that.
Yeah, yeah, that's the trick.
But Pinkies, any last words from you? I know you're tired. I mean, one hell of a battle with the Pinkies. I think you must be out of breath because there was no chance for you to catch your breath at any stage in this race. Because just as one would lay off, the other would come back in. So they actually did well as a team, keeping you honest. And of course, it was not easy getting past him, even with DRS. Definitely one of the better guys. But gentlemen, once again, well done. Awesome race. Well deserved.
Yeah,
of course,
good stuff.
Biggie a win last week and now second place, so that will obviously be going down very well. Also, that will boost your championship standings.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, no, all good and nice to see. And nice to see not Kimi on the score sheets, of course, after bad luck there in Belgium and Eskom last week.
Yay!
What a way to bounce back.
Oh. Yeah, lucky I had fun. Thanks, gents.
Yeah, it was good racing.
But gentlemen, thank you so much for that. Thank you for your time. To all our viewers, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the support as always. Of course, next week, same time, same place. Round 4, of course. Then all of us will be going again, and all these guys pretty much will start from scratch, new track. So, of course, a lot of practicing, I assume, is going to come up this week as the guys prepare. And I hope that not Sebastian will also be back. But till then, you guys stay safe, stay out of trouble, and of course, enjoy the lockdown time. Till next week. Cheerio.